Boom. It should be working now. Let's do this. About a 30-minute stream. Let's wait for everyone to show up. I have not done this in a while. I do not know what to expect. How is that? Quality looks good. Sweet. Yay. Well, let's hope people show up. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? I feel like I should have this up. This way I can actually see the chat. Hey, how's it going? This is only going to be like a 30-minute stream. So, just 30 minutes to talk about anything Walking Dead. I have to edit my members video after this and post it. So, I'm doing that. But I am here to talk anything Walking Dead. And, oh, did I mess up the camera? And all of that. So, yeah. But we'll wait for some more to join in here. How's everyone else's Thursday, right? 30 people. See, my issue is I can see and read everything on here on the screen, but I like to see very clearly. I need to squint, so that's why I wear my glasses sometimes. Which is, I know, it's so frustrating. I don't like wearing glasses. But in order to read like big paragraphs, I'll have to. The face behind the voice. That's right. Been listening to you for years and years. Oh, that's awesome. All right, I think I added an extra year in there. Sorry. My uncle and him have watching. But yeah, so what are your opinions? Wait, sorry, on the new. If you're just asking about like just whatever, I really like the spinoffs. I think that right now they're not the most exciting because, like, for a lot of people, I really think it's mostly because of, like, Rick's not there. There's no, like, Easter eggs. I mean, they've been doing it more in this show, but there's no, like, connections to this. There's no world building, right? So I think you just got to get more of that. And I think when they all reunite, it's going to be cool. And then 5-10 years will go by. We're going to look back at the spinoffs and be like, that's The Walking Dead's quiet time. It was like they did the main show, and then after that they had their little, couple of spinoffs and just did like these smaller stories with the characters. I just think that Daryl Dixon's handling it so much better than Dead City because there's just a lot of excitement there. But nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you too, Alex. Nice. We have 46 viewers here. That is amazing. I don't remember the last time I've streamed on YouTube, so I apologize. It's very different from Twitch. Oh, we have 55 view now. Yay. How will Rick return? A special unlimited show, new show. I think if he's going to return in any way, it's going to be a new show. The limited part is interesting. So I think it's going to be a new show. So this is my thing about it too, is I wonder if when they announce it, if they're just going to be like, it's a limited series. Because it was just a big mess with the ones who live, because they would say that it was a limited series, but it wasn't really. Like, they never really said it was a limited series. All they would say, like, their wording was a lot like, it's 6 episodes. And it was always like, well, what are you doing after? And then there was no talk about anything like that. It was just that, so it was just like, okay, it seems like it's limited, but there might be more. And I just wonder if they change that going into like this next show, if they're just like, hey, Colt, how's it going? Loving the podcast episodes. Thank you so much. We're looking to change up a lot of that to make it a little bit more entertaining, but I do have fun doing it. Is any good? Dead City, I think, is good for those two characters. Those two specific, like the main leads of the character or of the show, they're really good with telling their story specifically. But like that's pretty much it. Like I don't really care. Like I shouldn't say I don't care. I like the Croat. I like Dama. I love all those other characters. Like they're awesome characters. It's just that like I cared about New Babylon originally, but it's like they're not really doing anything. And so I just wonder if Seth Hoffman is going to come in here and be like, "All right, we're changing everything," because they announced season three being a thing, but not that it was the last season. So I'm guessing it could get four for sure. But yeah, that's all I can really say on that. I would say. Next year, I don't know about next year. Maybe I could see it being for sure. Like I'm thinking late 2027, but um, I'll sorry. That's it's best. See, yeah, I saw that Trophy Productions. I did see he said that. My thing is that I feel like they always say that. So like it's Norman Reedus said that the finale was it the finale? I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was one of those episodes of season two was like the best. I think it was the finale. I swear to God, it was like the best 1 hour of anything Walking Dead ever, and I was like, okay, let's see. And it was a good episode, definitely. I liked the finale a lot, but I wouldn't say that at all. Best 1 hour of whatever ever, like no. So they're gonna say season three is better. To me, I think because you're getting a new showrunner, and then you have Seth Hoffman, who worked on The Walking Dead in seasons 4 to 6, that combined with, where season two was, people weren't a fan of it. They're just gonna obviously make changes. I never saw you do a live stream. No, I did the live stream now. I was thinking maybe doing more of these, to be honest. Like maybe I'll do it maybe not like on a Thursday, but like maybe every Friday or Sunday, maybe. We'll just see. We'll see how this does overall. I'm only going to be live here for like 30 minutes. It's already been like 7 minutes. So another 20-25 minutes just talking about The Walking Dead. And then, yeah, I want to test this out. We have 50 of you in here, so that is awesome. It would be sweet if we can get to like 50 likes. It'd be amazing. And Daryl's, but funny, yeah. Morgan coming back would be. I really hope that people get excited about that, like, because what's funny? I know Rick and Daryl became like they were like brothers for so long, but like honestly, for the longest time, I saw Rick and Morgan being the closest out of anyone. But I think after season 9, that kind of changed a little bit because then, before that, I guess in season 8 or around there, anyways, is where Morgan went to Fear, and then Rick was gone, and then you had that whole thing in the pit there where Rick was like brother or whatever, he's trying to reach and grab his hand. So at that point, I was like, okay, I think they're probably more like brothers, I guess now. But Rick and Morgan, I do want to see them reunite. I don't know if he'll forgive him. He would have to. I mean, so much time has passed, honestly. I feel like it depends on the writers. Will the writers remember that that was a thing? I feel like sometimes they kind of ignore it. Also, the likes jumped up a lot. That was amazing. So thank you. I feel like we could probably hit 50. Just because I see we have 60 viewers. So I'm like, if we get to 50, that'd be sweet. And, okay, so this is my thing. This is kind of what I came on here because I wanted to ask you guys some stuff. So I want to change. I don't necessarily want to change my content up at all, but I would like to do. Oh, and hey, Steve's Music Lessons. You're a member of the channel, so to give you a shout out. What do you think about Rick coming back? I'll talk about that in a second. So this is the thing. I love the videos that I'm doing. I wish that I could have content more like this, literally just like this, maybe a better background and whatever. I have a Once You Live poster up there, can maybe put on my door there, but like something like this would be really cool because I feel like I'm able to express what I'm saying better. I can be like, the other way it's just audio, and when it's just audio, it's just I feel like it's not the most entertaining, and I think I could really super chat. I'll get into that in a second. Just 1 second. And thank you so much, Chip, for the donation. I'll read it in 1 second. That's kind of what I want to do. Is I really, really want to just like do content like that because I just watched Marvel Zombies, but I could review it if I did more stuff like this, right? Covering the show like this would make like it's easier to do reviews like that. Oh, and another super chat. Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay, I just want to finish my point and I'll get to those two. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Because doing this type of content to me is, I think, a lot more entertaining. I just want a refresher. I want to cover It coming out next month. I would love to just go back into like the Walking Dead comics, but like I want to talk like this with the comics, and do reviews or certain things of just like, I don't think I have it here. Oh, like I have this. So this is pretty cool. How do you do this? Put it on. Itsy bitsy. Oh, I can't do the voice. Like doing some like unboxing videos would be so cool. Honestly. And so feedback, yeah, that's kind of why I'm talking about this. Just to see, the feedback from all of that. Because that's kind of, there's a lot of things I'd love to do. I think I can make funner videos. Instead of just kind of what I've been doing. Even though I enjoy doing what I'm doing. Maybe I'll start out with just some other stuff and we'll see. But let's get into the super chats here. So thank you so much. I have to squint to read that though. But let's go to the first one here. I appreciate all the work you put into Walking Dead content. Been a fan of yours. How does Daryl Dixon end? First of all, thank you so much, Chip. How does the show end? That screen messes with me because that's like so delayed. How does it end? Well, I don't want it to end with them being like, oh, Europe is our new home. No, that's not. I don't want that to be the ending. Because, like, I get it from a certain point of view where it's like they've just really wanted to find themselves and they've always never really had a home. And I get it, but that's not a good ending. Like, I like it better that they come back home and they find, or no, they've learned more about themselves. And maybe when they get home, they'll try to find a place to settle down in. Maybe it's not at the Commonwealth. They just want to get back because their family's there. They want to see them, but they're going to go somewhere else kind of thing. You know what I mean? I just prefer something like that instead of them just like traveling around and doing that. It's just not, I don't know. It's not the way I want it to end. I do think Laurent will be there at the ending though, for sure. I just do not see Laurent. Like, he can't miss out on that. Like there's such a, there's a crazy bond between him and Daryl, so I think that'll happen. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know if Rick will be there though. But I think they go back. I think the CRM saved them, and I think Laurent and Ash should be there. And I think that's pretty much it. I really think the CRM too, because I think it's going to be one of those things where they're constantly, like, we see them trying to rebuild the boat, right? I think that it'll get to a point where everything they're trying, nothing's working, but they're saved after. And it's like a shocking reveal because Daryl and Carol don't really know anything about the CRM, so it would be a big surprise, right? Let's get to the next super chat here. The CRM should have been the endgame story to bring everybody back together until they basically blew that story up. What do you think will be the plot that brings them all back together? That's not just a slice of a life reunion. So first of all, thank you for the $20 there. That's insane. Appreciate that so much, Sasha. I think the plot to bring them back together, I don't necessarily know, but obviously we don't know. I think the triple P card thing could really be it. Because, and this is the thing, this is what I was thinking about too. So, I would like this show to be, well, I would like it to be 4 seasons, but like, if I had to pick a minimum amount, I want 2 seasons. Because I think you need to build up another villain somehow. And I don't know how they would do it based off of where everything's at. Because the Daryl show is going to end in a way where that makes sense for that story. Dead City is going to end in a way that makes sense for that story. But I think for for the reunion show, you're not going to have time to build up another villain. Like, I don't see where you'd get that from, right? I think that show would start off with the characters being very happy. Like, you see Rick and Judith, that they're bonding and they're, trying to get to know each other again. And just all this happy stuff. Maybe Morgan is there. Maybe he hasn't made it back yet. Because maybe something happened and that's part of the story with like the Triple P card and stuff. And then Daryl's there, and like just something like that where you build up a story there throughout season 1 where it becomes a big problem, and then you deal with a lot of it in season 2. I just think, and also I think this show needs to be at least 16 episodes, because a big complaint that we had for a while was that they're not giving enough screen time to all the characters, and we had 62 episodes back then. So that's insane to me, right? Like 16 episodes, and we couldn't do that. So if they're going to do 8 and you're bringing all of those characters back together, that's crazy to me. No way you can do that. Like, so that's what I would want. And thank you, Alex, for the $2. I really appreciate that. And so what does it say? RC. I didn't like season 2 of Daryl. What about you? I liked it. Okay. Like, would I rewatch it? No, I would not rewatch it, because I wasn't a fan of just that Variant Walker storyline. Because as disappointed as I am with it, I will go back and watch season 1 of Daryl Dixon, because I think that it tells the story well enough where it's like, even though you know where it's going to go, it's still really exciting when Daryl first sees the Variant Walker and you're like, So I would have to say that, like, I enjoy season 2 of the show. There's elements of it I like, especially those last 2 episodes. Maybe I don't like it. I don't know. I would say it's okay. Is Dead City going to France? I don't think they're going to be going to France. I know I saw something somewhere where it was filming near Boston, I think, or somewhere around there. I think they filmed there for New York City, and then there was something about France. So I was kind of confused about that. That literally could just be like I don't even know what. Honestly, I have no idea. But yeah, and also we hit 50 likes, so amazing. That was the goal. That's what I wanted to hit. I know we have like 60 viewers here, but I mean, if we could hit 60, sweet. But if not, hitting 50, that was the goal. So thank you so much. That's amazing. Do you think the Croat's going to show up in Daryl Dixon season 4? No. Definitely not. I don't see it. I like the Croat, but I don't see him showing up in season 4. It's kind of a lot. Do weekly streams. Should I do weekly streams? I would love to do weekly streams. I think it would be so fun. I need a more Walking Dead set, though, for sure. For variants, that would be cool. Yes, so people are saying yes. Dude, I'm so tired of all the talks about the reunion. Just announce it already. I know. Well, that's kind of what I was saying before with when they announce it. I think people like... Because this is my thing. So if they announce it and say it's 10 episodes or something, people are going to ask, well, is that the end or is there going to be a season 2? And they're not going to say anything. And it's just going to be the whole thing again. So I would honestly I think it's smart to just be like, kind of do what Marvel's doing a little bit. Just be like, it's going to be 3 or 4 seasons. Because this is why I was saying 3 or 4 seasons. Because if it starts in 2027, first season 2027, 28 is season 2, 29 season 3, 30 season 4. All these spin-offs will be getting 4 seasons. Maybe that would be the end in 2030. End it around Halloween, and then it's been 20 years since The Walking Dead started. Just like perfect, It would bookend the whole thing. It'd be amazing. But I don't know. Will he be reviewing the It series? I will be. Definitely. I'm so excited for that. You could do streams on Sundays discussing the recent episodes. That's what I was thinking about doing, is doing streams like this where we talk about, like, I can also just sort of make a list of all the news and stuff like that has come out throughout the week and get into a lot of that. We could also talk about other things, like, there's like Wolverine, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has come out, so a lot of stuff that would be fun to talk about. 3 or 4 seasons is too much, bro. It depends. I don't know if it's too much. Like, I think it's too much if, I don't know, like at least 2 seasons, 2 or maybe 3. There's a sweet spot there. Could 2030 bookend the entire franchise before they reboot? Well, that's the way I'm viewing it. Is like, and Norman Reedus said before, 6 or 7 years or whatever, that was a couple years ago. That was around 2031. I just feel like 2030, perfect time to end it. It's been 20 years, end this whole era, and then going into the 2030s, you can either do an animated series, another original series, reboot everything, comic series. There's a lot that you can do there, Are you going to play Resident Evil 9? Yes, I will. And 2026 is going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. Because, okay, well, for me anyways, there is, these are the games I'm excited about. Resident Evil 9, I believe, is February. James Bond, I think, is March. I'm pretty sure. What else is there? GTA 6, I think, in May. Unless it's postponed, but let's hope. And then September is Wolverine. I don't know if it's September, but like, I feel like Spider-Man games always come out in September, so I'm just fall, obviously. So I'm excited for that. Your kids watch Gabby's Dollhouse? LOL. My youngest daughter does. My oldest one did like it when it first came out a couple years ago, but no, they've been more into K-pop Demon Hunters, like all of that Soda Pop and all those songs playing constantly in this house. It's insane. I have not seen Alien Earth. Actually, I watched the first episode of Alien Earth, and I wasn't too big of a fan, so I stopped. Silent Hill F. I've heard Silent Hill F isn't the greatest. Or it's not what you would expect from Silent Hill. But I also have not played Silent Hill 2. I was going to ask my brother, actually, if I can borrow it, because he has it. Daryl Dixon got running walkers again. I mean, if they introduce that again, that'd be awesome. Okay. Spider-Man 3, yeah, I'm excited for that as well. GTA 6 is March. Is it March? I swear that was May. I could be wrong, totally wrong, but I swear that was May. Did you enjoy / finish The Last of Us Season 2? I don't think I finished that. Now I'm thinking about it. I just couldn't. Honestly, after they killed off Joel, I was just so like, oh, we got 60 likes. That's amazing. That's incredible. Awesome. GTA 6 is May 26th. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of, like, I really tried to like the story, but like, and honestly, Abby's an awesome character. I was not a fan of her in the games, but like in the show, she's a really awesome character. It's just like, I didn't like Ellie's attitude so much. And it was just like right away, it was like that. And I understand having that rebelliousness or just like anger. You're just like, but it felt a little bit too much. And I just felt like there wasn't a real connection between her and Joel. And then after Joel was gone, I'm like, well, these are the lead characters now. And it just, I don't know. I never had any interest really watching it. We'll see where season 3 goes. But, I don't know. Abby's a cool character, though. Do you think they will introduce Rick's brother? I would say no, but I mean, look at the last episode and what Carol said. I still want to talk about that. Like, just talk about, like, is this actually happening right now? but it's oh my god, because it is insane. Like, I can't believe that actually happened. Like, Carol mentioned, oh, my friend's brother, he used to live in Barcelona or whatever. I can't remember exactly what she said, but just insane. No, I don't want a third Last of Us game. I'm kind of done with The Last of Us, honestly. Ugh, I just did not expect it that soon. Yeah, I know. That was. I really tried to give the show a chance. I thought maybe it would do something different, but then they killed Joel off still, and I was like, I just don't care. Like, I feel like, and I'm just trying to think of like The Walking Dead if they were to ever do a, I don't even know, like a comic adaptation. Like, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of how this would work, but like basically when you get to the decision of like, do you kill off Carl? Comics obviously don't kill him off. And I mean, I can go on forever about Carl's death. I really can. It's so frustrating. When it happened, I was so mad. I was so mad. It was all I could talk about because it was like he is the future, and that was so long ago already too. But like, imagine the other spin-offs or the direction we could go in if he was still here. It's nuts. Yeah, I agree, RC, with that. I would say the same thing. I liked season one a lot. Season two was, but I mean, I also can't say because I didn't watch all of it. But feel bad for Bella. People were bullying. Yeah, like people bullying her. Like that's the thing about the internet, right? You just kind of have to ignore comments, and it's horrible. Having Rick's brother is a lose-lose situation because if they do it, won't make sense because the lack of mention about him, and if they don't then they should stop baiting us. So that's the funny thing. They were never in this situation before, right? Like before this, it was very much like, well, they never mentioned anything, but now they've. I mean, to be fair, they never said it was Rick's or that Rick was Carol's friend. It could have been anyone from the Commonwealth that had a brother in Barcelona. But like if you're putting that in there, you know what you're doing. It's the same thing with like Carol being like someone came back or whatever, right? Not someone came back. She just said like came back or something, right? So we were all like, what? Rick came back? I think like Gimple and them know what they're doing with that. So with the whole Rick's brother thing, like the thing is it doesn't necessarily make sense, but in the comics, yeah, that's a tricky thing because the comics do mention his brother. I think the show could confirm his brother is there, and like that is a thing, but maybe he just never shows up because in the comics it's very similar. Laurie has one line in like issue 3, I believe, says something like Rick's brother Jeff, or no, I don't even think that's what that was. I don't even remember what it was, but and that was it. Rick never even mentioned his brother the entire time. I think if they did something similar in the show, which they kind of did, they could just leave it at that. They could confirm that Rick does have a brother out there, but he's probably dead. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, honestly. Yeah. I just think Joel did a lot of bad things at this time, or his time was going to come eventually. Oh, that is the thing about the story too, right? Is like that was, I would say the biggest issue with it is that Joel, he did do a lot of horrible things. I compare it a lot to The Walking Dead. And it's funny because the podcast, I wasn't a part of the last episode, but the one we're recording Saturday, where we'll be talking about, or I'll be talking about my things that I'm going to use for, or that I would, certain 3 items or whatever that I would use in the apocalypse to survive. And then, I heard them talking and they got into the whole thing about like, you might have to do this. And one of my friends was like, well, I would just pretend to be friends with people to have a group. And, you know what I mean? Actually, my brother was like, well, why don't you just fake to be a scientist? And I was like, you're literally Eugene. Like, I feel like they never watched The Walking Dead. But, like, I feel like I'm trying to just depict or compare what Joel did to Rick. And Joel did some horrible things. They all did. I don't know. I think he could have been redeemed easily. I just don't like that revenge storyline, to be honest. It makes sense, but it doesn't. I don't know. Do you speak Spanish? I do not speak Spanish. My ex used to be able to speak Spanish, though. Looks like Ellie. Bella is still great, though. Yeah. Well, didn't the actress who played Abby, didn't she audition to play Bella? Joel's worse than Rick. I guess so. You know, yeah. I'm just trying to remember everything that he did. I can't remember the first game, even though I like just played that a couple years ago. Is there coffee in here? How long? What, the 30-minute mark? Well, oh, and we got to 75 likes. Incredible. I was not expecting that. That's amazing. So yeah, I'll take some more questions here. I mean, honestly, this is a lot of fun. 30 minutes flew right by, so maybe my next stream I'll do like an hour, I guess, right? I have to remember to look that there. I keep looking at the chat. News about no, I don't know anything about World War Z. So I watched Cold Water. I'm gonna do a review like this when I do Cold Water, like just whatever. So I watched it. I'll give you some thoughts, I guess, before I'll save most of my thoughts for that review. But so I will say is very weird to see Andrew Lincoln like that. I'm not gonna spoil anything, especially for that first episode. There's a thing that happens there where I was like, you just get mad at him almost. You're just like, why aren't you doing anything? And it like the story's interesting, and it does seem really intense. But I will just say, by the time it gets to the last couple episodes, I do have a question of like, why doesn't everyone know? I feel like everyone should know. There's so many people that like, I don't know. It's just, it seems like things are so out in the open that I'm like, how is it like no one's talking about this or that? It's just, there's things like that. I think the show's okay. It's an all right show. But with Andrew Lincoln, it was interesting to see that, like to see him in a role like that. It was kind of cool. Currently and loving it. I've never watched Peacemaker, but I watched the first episode of season 2, which was actually pretty good. But yeah, he will be back as Rick. Yeah, I believe he will be. If you could bring back any Walking Dead character from The Walking Dead, who would it be? I would bring back Shane or Merle. You want characters that are going to cause so much conflict because it makes it so exciting. I know, like, in Dead City, people don't like that conflict anymore. It's been going on for years. But you just need these characters that show up that, like, cause drama. Where you're just like, oh, like, what's this going to mean, you know? And they're so great at that. You want characters like that. I feel like we don't have enough of that. Honestly, season 9 early on had a lot of that, though. Like, you had Michonne and Maggie. They were pretty pissed off at each other. I'm trying to think of other characters. Like, Rick and Daryl. There was so much tension there. Like, having the characters, like, disagree a lot is really good for the story. Like, I know some people want them to be happy all the time, but I think that when there's disagreements like that and they're not getting along, or you have certain characters that just cause stuff, that drama within the apocalypse of trying to survive makes things so much more stressful. And I feel like that's kind of what The Walking Dead is. But then again, there were a lot that didn't like season 2 of The Walking Dead, so I think it depends. See, and I would wear my glasses, but I do not like my glasses. My glasses are weird, honestly. I kind of got them a long time ago. These are my spare ones, but I bent them, so I can't wear these. I want to get like glasses like Jeffrey Dean Morgan has. They're kind of like bigger glasses, or whatever. But or I should just get contacts again. Honestly, I got eye surgery this year. Oh, you know what? I've been thinking of doing that. I feel like that will obviously, well, like with my eyes, I have astigmatism I think is what it's called, where it's like my eyes shaped like a football or whatever. So that I don't know. Can laser eye surgery fix that? Like if they could, that'd be sweet. But that's my issue with my eyes. That's what I mean. Like I could read everything. It's just when I squint, it's like clear. If I don't squint, then I'm like, what am I seeing? It will be the one. So you believe it will be the Ones Who Live season 2? Interesting. Well, and we got 80 likes. Nice. Honestly, very very successful stream. We've basically been 60 viewers the entire time. Was not expecting that. I before I went on, I was like, well, we'll see. If I got 20 people watching, sweet. So maybe what we'll do then is I will stream Sunday. What day is it? Thursday, right? Thursday, yeah. So I will stream Sunday after I watch the episode because I don't want to get spoiled. I'll post my review. Ooh, how should I do this? Because I'm like, should I stream while the episode's airing on cable? Or should I stream after? So it's like almost like a Talking Dead type of thing. It's late at that point though, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do a poll and everyone can let me know like what time, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah. What are you saying here? And I have that too. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it does make it's just like when I was driving through Saskatchewan, which is far away, but I was like, this is a couple weeks ago. I was driving through there, and I would like it's really flat there, and like you would see like well, whenever I put my glasses on, it was like nothing. But when I took my glasses off, I was seeing like two of the land or whatever. So I was like, are those mountains? You got a new subscriber, bro. Thank you. Whoever was that you that subscribed? If you did, thanks so much. Talking Dead style would be fire. Yeah. I would for sure. I would love to do a Talking Dead type of thing. I would need to build like a better set here though, to be honest. Like just get like, ooh, I do have. Did I throw it out? I hope I didn't throw it out. I might have threw it out. I could get like a crossbow and like hang it somewhere. Build a cool set. Finally got a face to the voice. Yes, you do. All superhero content for me. Well, I was actually thinking about doing a breakdown of Marvel Zombies because I watched it all, and it was okay, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here though. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the stream. Honestly, I was not expecting to get 60 people watching the entire time. That's incredible. We got 84 likes. I guess if we want to hit 100 likes, we will have to have 100 viewers. So who knows? Maybe the live streams will be sort of a new series that I start here on the channel, and then we'll see where this goes over the next couple of episodes here. Like maybe I'll only do it. I don't know. I don't want to do it just for the episodes. I would like to do it every Sunday, kind of thing. And we always talk about like anything horror, right? Because there's going to be the It series. There's a lot of stuff that we can talk about. So, yeah, Marvel Zombies, meh. I know. But yeah, I also for the super chats too. I want to thank everybody for who. We don't have a goal or anything for super chats, which is fine. I was not expecting that. I just want to see who donated earlier. Give a last shout out here to Chip, Sasha, Alex, and RC. I believe Sasha tipping at 20. That's the most I've ever received. So that's incredible, amazing. Really helps me do what I do. But Please read the comics on stream eventually. Well, how I could do that is I could just like like review the comic, talk about the issue, like what happens in that issue. Like it's almost there. I feel like there would be issues if I'm literally reading the comic and like showing the pages. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, that's like I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I would more talk about like, oh, this issue and show the cover of the issue, to almost review it. You know, or maybe certain arcs I could do. That'd be a lot of fun. Because I have them all in here in my closet. So, and we got 90 likes. Amazing, incredible stuff. What do you do for a job? I do this. I am very fortunate to be able to do this. So, but I do want to do something else. I have been thinking about that a lot. Just I don't know, but it's hard when you have kids. It's not like I can just like go work and do. You know, I kind of have to. Yeah. So, anyways, sorry, I'm rambling a lot here, but thank you so much for everything on here. I will be live on Sunday again, and yeah, or I have the issue, so I could just literally do that. But yeah, so oh yeah, I thank you so much, and I will be back on Sunday. I don't know how to end the stream here though. Okay, cool. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Kisbro, congratulations. Yes, I have 3. Single father of 3. It's a lot of work. So if I don't post a video on a day, you know why. I'm tired. But yeah.